the Purdue transfer and former Big Ten Freshman of the Year, who will make her first start as a Cardinal. They will have to rely even more on their bench. They do get some quality minutes from that group. Road whites, excuse me, for Stanford. And in honor of Black History Month, Louisville wearing the black jerseys today. And here is a touch for Stevenson. They do have two other seniors in the lineup, Elena Buzgana and Brooke Dimitri, who need to step it up today, numbers 20 and 21 in white. And quickly a foul here on Stanford. That's on Shea Ijiwoye.
Well, Beth, I called Louisville's game on Thursday against Cal, and I thought that was the best defensive effort that this team has put together throughout the course of this season. And already you can see up aggressive in the passing lanes, pressure in the basketball.
Cardinal get a touch inside. Nyla Harris, little fade. And one and done on that trip. Louisville comes in with a terrific post player in Olivia Cochran, their senior leader, and Taj Roberts, number 22 in black. She is amongst the short list of Rookie of the Year candidates in the ACC.
And Jeff Walz talked about Taj Roberts and said she's the most complete freshman. Her pace, her poise, her ability to make decisions in the two-man game. She's not very boisterous in terms of star power that we've seen typically from Louisville players, but she goes about her business and she lets the game come to her.
They've relied heavily through the first half of the season on a really good freshman class, and they'll need to show their maturity down the stretch with just 5 games left on the schedule after today.
No, and depth is certainly an advantage for Louisville. They can come with some pressure. They can bring multiple players in off the bench. They use it to their advantage.
Here's Jalea Williams, and now Cochran from the short corner, in and out. Offensive rebound. Harris gets him a second look. And it will be Roberts top of the key for 3. Another offensive rebound for Harris. Third chance is good.
Louisville averages 14 offensive rebounds a game, and Harris is one of the tops in the league. Stanford's got to be disciplined, finishing defensive plays.
Stanford's got to take good care of the basketball as well. They have really struggled against the quicker guards around the ACC, coming over their first year out of the Pac-12. Buzgana with a nice stick back for 2. Here's Jada Curry. Transfer from Cal, so she's familiar to the card. Williams off the bounce, count it, off the window.
Well, Louisville's going to have an advantage in terms of just one-on-one attacks. Then it becomes finishing at the rim and decision-making. Good job right here by Williams, attacking that lane line, able to go up strong, finish the shot.
First foul on Chloe Clardy.
At the line for the Cardinals, number 12, Julia
Williams, a 57% free throw shooter. Able to complete that. And here comes more pressure from Louisville. They know that Stanford had over 30 turnovers in the Thursday night loss to Notre Dame. Buzgana attacks the rim and gets the nice spin.
I like that attack by Stanford. Once you break the pressure, continue to put pressure on them in the quarter court. Make them keep you in front.
Pull up, that won't go. Buzgana with the nice rebound. Chance now for the Cardinal to take the lead. They were out of it early on Thursday night. One of those games where you just set the tape on fire and move forward. And there is a takeaway for Louisville. And a reset with Williams. Roberts, 16-footer. And Bosgana with another rebound. She's already got 4.
And Stanford's going to play in that drop coverage. They're going to force Louisville to hit those pull-up jumpers off of the on-ball.
Tess Heel, their three-point specialist, misses her first chance. And the pass just too far out in front of Clardy for the turnover, as Courtney Ogden will check into the game for Kate Pay. First season as the head coach at Stanford, long time on the staff, and a part of a Stanford championship as a player, and then as an associate head coach, and now, of course, taking over for Tara Vanderveer after 38 seasons. Tara had been there since 1985, and nobody better to take over the reins than a young woman who grew up in the Stanford family, in fact, born at the Stanford Hospital, and has been on the farm most of her life. Good double team inside, forces the kick out, and it will go to Stanford. Full court pressure. And here is Clardy. She has emerged as somebody off the bench that is doing a little bit more of the ball handling for them. One thing about the Cardinal, that they have not been down on their luck at all. The energy has been there, the effort and the chemistry has been there. Nice cut and a slash to the bucket for Jalea Williams. 3-year starter at Miami before joining Louisville. They've done well in both the portal and with this freshman class. And it comes down to Nyla Harris. Just over 5 minutes in, 7-4 Louisville. Curry, and she earns a trip to the free throw line. First foul on Tess Heel, and a good start for the Cardinal. Forcing turnovers, getting out and running with it, and knocking them down. And Louisville will restart here with a free throw for Jada Curry, who has drawn a couple of fouls already off the dribble.
As we return to action at the line for the Cardinals, number 30, Jada Curry will shoot 2.
Jalea Williams with 5 of the 7 points for Louisville to start things off. Elena Bosgana has all 4 for Stanford. The Cardinal playing today without their leading scorer, Nunu Aguera. She got hurt in the Notre Dame game. They hope to have her back next weekend. They also hope to have Janiyah Harriel available next weekend. See if Stanford can get something going here. Scoreless for nearly 3 minutes. Stephanie talked about the improved offense for Louisville. They've always been really good on the defensive end, and that has gotten better as the season has progressed. Trying to show that off again today. Step through won't go for Kennedy Ume. Defended there by Isla Juffermans. Pull up off the bounce, no good from Arena. Second chance won't go. And Louisville doing a terrific job. They already have 5 offensive rebounds. Bosgana has hit her first couple of shots, but the rest of the Cards still searching as Courtney Ogden returns for Shea Ijiwoye. They are relying on a lot of newcomers, sophomores and freshmen. They have an outstanding freshman class coming in next year, one of the best in the country. Here is Arenas out there with Barry. That's a couple of freshmen in the backcourt for Louisville. Card have had some chances inside. Both teams, however, shooting under 30%. And here comes that full court pressure again. Stanford's seeing a lot of that around the ACC. As Jeff Walz hopes to keep things rolling. They've won 10 of their last 12. And they've got big tests, big opportunities coming against the top teams in the ACC. Notre Dame right now a game up on NC State. They are undefeated in the conference. They play Cal this afternoon. 5 on the shot clock. Ogden looking for some space, gets into the lane, and a foul as the shot clock buzzer was going off. That's going to be on Amari Berry, the freshman out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Now their officials, I think, are going to go to the table to review this to see if the shot clock expired before the foul.
To see when the foul occurred.
That's Joe Vasili on the mic, along with Tiffany Bird and Linda Miles. Check out the shot clock above the basket. Well, if the foul was committed there, there's still time. But if it's committed right there, I don't know if there's evidence to overturn that. Call on the floor was a foul.
Our nation, let's wish Cardinal forever and Louisville Women's Basketball Director of Operations, Courtney Walton, a happy birthday!
So they're reviewing it here with 3:24 to go in the first quarter. And it looks like Joe's got a decision.
Is confirmed the illegal contact was at 0.2 on the shot clock. 2 shots for Stanford.
All right, so the free throws coming up for Stanford. How about a peek at the Louisville resume? We've talked about how they have started to pick things up. Winners of 10 of their last 12. They had a quad 1 win and then lost it. You know, the quad 1s are new this year. Another indicator for the selection committee, and it moves depending on how your opponents are doing. So this would not be a quad 1 opportunity, but Jeff Walz has a handful of them still to come. 4 of their last 5 games will be against ranked opponents. 6 of their 7 losses on the season have been against ranked opponents. So Charlie Brackets thinks they're maybe a 6 or 7 seed right now. Off the bounce, floated up and in by Isela Arenas, the high school All-American out of Sierra Canyon in Southern California, where she teamed up with one Juju Watkins and her teammate here, McKinley Randolph. Here's Ume. Working against that man-to-man defense. The switch out top. Shot clock winding down again. Clardy gets an open look. And a nice find, weak side. Pull up, around and out, no good from Berry, and an over-the-back foul. Ume with the nice box out. Nice find by Ume. She's getting more quality minutes for Stanford, and especially with Aguera out. Opportunity for some other Card to step up. They've weathered the initial storm here. And now a 2 to tie it, a 3 for an early lead here in the first quarter. Brooke Dimitri. Big hedge on the screen from Istanbuloglu. Heel, you've got to get out on her, the three-point shooter. Here's Stevenson. Nice flash for the bucket in her first career start for Stanford here today, and she evens it up. By Bazgana gets the steal, and here come the Cardinal. Looking for the lead, under 2 to go here in the first quarter. Trap right in front of the Louisville bench, and it's a big one, and Clardy's only option was to bang it off a knee. Five on the shot clock. They've had it running down quite a few times, but Clardy off the bounce for the lead, and the first time today for Stanford. It's got the crowd here at Louisville feeling a little bit antsy. They have shot just 26% here in this first quarter. Bazgana able to knock it loose. And Curry turns it over. Really good response here from Stanford. They've handled the pressure, they've responded. They're making hustle plays. Clardy and Bazgana have combined for 9 of their 13. Bazgana, boy, she has definitely been more aggressive with the ball in her hands today. She knows the seniors have to start carrying a little more weight, and she's doing it this afternoon. About a 5-second difference, shot and game clock. Open look, rattled in by Alif, the 6'3" sophomore from Turkey. And that ends the 9-0 run. Last shot opportunity for Stanford. Heel bumped with 3 seconds to go by Curry. That's just the 4th team foul, so no free throws. They'll have to inbound and get one up quickly. First on Curry. Bazgana will be the inbounder. I'd look for Clardy or for her to step back on. She does, but it's picked off by Cochran. And that shot not away in time. Schedule after this right now, Notre Dame, a game up on NC State. Fighting Irish are still unbeaten in the league and looking every bit like a #1 seed for the NCAA tournament. For the Stanford Cardinal, well, they're looking to pretty much win out. They are trying to keep their streak alive of 36 straight years in the NCAA tournament as they've joined the ACC for the first time this season. Also noteworthy is the ACC tournament. Not all 18 teams will go, only 15 do, so you want to try and avoid that bottom 3.
I was going to say, that bottom 3 is the ones where you've got to be, you not only got to think about a double bye or a bye now, but you've got to also think we don't want to be in that bottom there. That's the worst part. That's the worst place to be.
That's a daunting win 5 games in 5 days proposition. Stevenson, and they're going to call her for the offensive foul as she slammed into Cochran.
You know, with Olivia Cochran, over the course of her time when she was a freshman here, she didn't do a whole lot of things like that. She wouldn't have drawn a charge. She didn't get on the boards. She's just grown so much. Scored her 1,500th career point the other night, and she's grown so much as an all-around player.
Yeah, now in her 5th year, 4 of those as a starter. In the next week or so, she will join the 1,000 point, 1,000 rebound club. Bazgana, boy, she's been doing her part. 6 points, 6 rebounds already. Louisville in that aggressive man defense. Clardy, Cochran defending the whole way. Nicely done there by Olivia defensively.
Yeah, she had a great game the other night against Cal, and it's just been the progression of her game, and she's always had the talent, she's always had the ability, but man, in this last year or so, she's been great.
Well, they are really going to need her, especially as they head into these high leverage games at the end of the season, Jody, where that senior leadership, especially with this young guard group, is going to be so valuable.
Yeah, that's the thing I think that doesn't get much credit. Is going to 10-second violation there is the fact of her leadership. She knows those guards or those young players are looking at her.
And a nice moment pregame with Coach Walls.
Returning to the lineup for Stanford, number 25.
Don't see fifth-year players much anymore, do you?
No,
I mean,
no.
Ashley Stevenson.
Still an opportunity here or there. Of course, the portal has changed so much, and she's one of those players that stayed loyal to the program and has been here throughout. And this time a foul on Stanford defensively on Brooke Dimitri. And you've been around the game a long time, Jody. The challenge for Stanford coming off that loss at Notre Dame where just everything went wrong for them, and the Irish were more than happy to take advantage. You got to wipe that slate clean really quick.
Yeah, it can go one way or the other, and you don't want it to go the one way, because the one way is when you kind of give up and you give in, and they haven't done that. Looks like they have rallied, looks like they have taken the other thing and said, hey, guess what? We're going to fight, we're going to battle.
Jada Curry there with a nice pull-up, and that gets things back to square at 15 apiece. A lot going on, of course, around the Stanford program with the new coach, a new era, a new look roster. And keep in mind, it's not just the injuries, but it's an early graduation and the transfer portal. This is what their front line could have been, what they expected it to be when all these guys were recruited. Of course, Brink off to the WNBA, Iria Fenn, the transfer to Southern Cal, and Lauren Betts, who is a National Player of the Year candidate for undefeated UCLA.
What could have been, what would have been a top 5 team probably with that front court right there.
They also lost their starting point guard, Talana Lopolo, early in the season. So it's been a nice job, as well as could be expected for Kate Pay in her first season, to keep this group together and focused. You show up at their shoot-arounds, they are locked in, they are energetic, and so far executing their game plan. Ogden, here comes that trap again. Kennedy rolls off the screen and beats Cochran to the low block.
Yeah, Cochran right there. Just Kennedy a better job of getting behind her, getting a little space, and Cochran let her get the bucket.
And Olivia says, right back at you, youngster.
That's something right there. That 15, 16-foot jumper as Roberts gets a hand on that ball. That 15, 16-foot jumper is something that early in her career she would shoot but wouldn't make it. Now it's going down.
Hey, here's our ACC Big 12 Big Monday doubleheader for you on ESPN on the men's side. RJ Davis leading North Carolina against Chase Hunter and Clemson. How about the Tigers off that huge win and the court storming against Duke last night? Welcome back, Dickie V. And then Baylor and Houston. That's our Monday night doubleheader. Also a shout out to our colleague Hubie Brown calling his final NBA game on ABC this afternoon. What a remarkable career for Hubie, and so glad to have Dickie V back courtside as well.
It was so much fun to hear that voice last night.
Oh, yeah. Off the bounce and off the window for Amari Berry, the Tennessee High School Player of the Year. Ogden, baseline, no, and a foul. So hard to keep these guards in front once they get going.
Well, and Barry is so explosive as a scorer. That's what she does. Now, on the other end, she gave up She gave up a lane. She got a foul there, but she's growing in that area. But boy, 14 points the other night in 11 minutes of action, 10 and a half minutes of action against Cal. She is very, very explosive in the minutes when she's out there.
That is her second foul. Of course, the challenge, right, Jody, for freshmen when they step into this level, they probably have always been able to score in high school, but learning to defend.
It's so difficult, the little nuances that you've got to learn at this level. And Coach Walls really holds them to a high standard defensively, and a couple of them haven't been there this year, and they're not getting the minutes.
Louisville back in front, and again with possession. Roberts. Slashing high is Nyla Harris. So the front line players with back-to-back buckets. Ogden. Coming up on the midway point of this first quarter. The first game of a triple header on ESPN2 and ESPN Today. Opportunity to rebound and run. Louisville with numbers and the finish.
Really good pass from Roberts, but what a catch from Nyla Harris right there. Under the basket, gathering herself and then putting it in. Boy, that's a great catch.
Under 5 to go, and the Cardinal on a bit of a run. Timeout. Stanford Cardinals over Cardinal right now. It's going to be fun to watch here in the last few weeks, and so will the ACC, with Notre Dame a game up on NC State so far. And we've got 5 minutes to go here in the half. Louisville got off to a good start, then Stanford actually led after the first quarter, and now Louisville on a run again.
Jump ball.
Held ball, and it will go to Louisville. It's that game, Jody, where you've got to make sure to put the S on the end of Cardinals, playing the Cardinal. And this is what Charlie Brackets thinks about multi-bid leagues. 12 for the Big Ten, 10 for the SEC, 9 for the ACC, with Virginia Tech on the bubble. Could be a 10th team.
That could very easily be a 10th team, and that's the thing. This league is just so deep. Over and back there for Stanford, but this league's so deep, and when you get to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, those are teams that are dangerous. Those are teams that can beat you. I mean, Virginia Tech, I would say Virginia Tech could beat anybody in the league, really, on any given day.
They got to win over Louisville.
Yes, they do. Very impressive.
Right now, it looks like Notre Dame, Duke, NC State, and North Carolina, they would be 4 seeded teams that would get to host first and second round. Harris continues to have her way inside.
Well, and you see she hit the jumper the last trip down, and that time right there opened it up a little more for a nice pass down low. But that's what that mid-range jumper will do for you on offense.
Stanford needed that one. They only scored 3 points up to that point in this second quarter as Clardy knocks it down.
Hand in her face and good defense.
It's a Stanford team that was really relying on the 3-ball early in the season. That's tapered off a bit now as teams around the ACC have a better scouting report on them. And a miscue there. Fortunately for them, it's a dead ball turnover, but it's 9 now in the first half.
Returning to the lineup for Stanford, number 34.
Tessio will come on.
Replacing number 40, Courtney Ogden.
Curry, top of the key. Touched every part of the rim, but wouldn't fall. Collision, bodies down. Budzgana finds the open shooter. Clardy way off.
Out of bounds.
But last touch by the Ville. Nope, last touch by Stanford.
Stanford. Louisville still looking for their first 3, 0 for 6, and they've been getting hot from 3, and I think more streaky than anything this season for them. And when Jada Curry does get an open look, she'll take it. They haven't had knocked one down here yet today.
Roberts off the bounce, she walked with it. Hey, what an ACC Network women's basketball triple header we have for you Thursday night. Isaiah James may have entered the Player of the Year conversation in the ACC. Number 14, NC State in action. So are the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Hannah Hidalgo may be the National Player of the Year. And then this Stanford team also back in action. Bazgana, another nice move to the bucket. She's got 8 and 8 here in the first half. Roberts got it. Jody, they knew you were talking about him over here.
I mean, that's the thing. And Roberts has been so good this season from 3, but that's the thing that gets this offense going. It spreads things out. It opens things up for them to get some things in the paint.
And they get the 3 on the tote board there. Now 1 for 7. They're going to rebound and run with it again. Pull up, Curry. Boy, they've had a bunch of those rattle in and out here in the first half. But on this end of the floor, they're holding Stanford to 30% shooting here in this second quarter. They are aggressive with their on-ball defense. A lot of backdoor cuts, of course, for this Stanford offense. And Stevenson barely got it up in time.
Very good defensive possession, and early in the year with 2 freshmen on the floor, they weren't getting that. That's where you see the growth more than anything on the defensive end.
Cochran spins into trouble, and Bazgana tied her up. And it'll head the other way.
Boy, Bazgana really impressive here so far. 8 points, 8 rebounds, and doing a good job defensively as well.
Yeah, she's made a couple of nice plays. They're able to tie up Cochran. She's out perhaps for the final minute of this first half. As they continue to try and navigate that full court press. Ijiwoye, and she walked with it. She's done a nice job connecting for this Stanford offense. Not a real threat yet to shoot it. That's something she's going to have to improve upon for Kate Pay in the coming weeks and into next year. But they have given the freshman the reins, and at times has shown why she could be something special eventually.
Yeah, and it's going to come. It's going to get better each and every game. You can see the talent there.
Roberts. Good movement without the ball for Louisville, and Williams hits the pull-up. And we've got a foul on the inbound. Shot clock is now off. That's only the 3rd team foul.
Returning to the lineup for Stanford, number 13, Clardy. Number
so Clardy comes back in. They want another scoring threat on the floor. See if they can get it over and get a good look for the last shot.
Louisville trapping everywhere now.
Heel off the dribble. Goes back to the left hand, short, and then fouls with 4.4 to go. That's only the 3rd team foul.
Beth, that's what happens when Louisville's trapping everywhere. They're doing everything. It's almost like the Stanford offense on that possession just kind of got a little out of control. You know, I mean, just had a few more seconds, probably could have gotten a little bit better shot, but the defense really forcing the issue right there.
See if Istanbululu has Opportunity here. Off the bounce and an offensive foul on the screen. Committed by Harris. And they won't get a shot off.
Yeah, and Jeff Wall is saying you just had to stay still because she did. If she doesn't move, it's not a foul, and they get a shot up. The shot obviously didn't go, but she just moved just a little bit.
Point 8, you got a chance to catch and shoot. And they won't bother. Louisville with the lead at the half. 30-23, Bazgana with 8 and 8. Nyla, tough game still to come against South Carolina. What's their resume going to look like?
Right now, there aren't many quality wins on UConn's resume. The Big East not what it used to be about a decade ago. They've lost some good games, but haven't won any of them. Lost to Notre Dame, lost to USC, and now lost to Tennessee. Beat North Carolina early on, beat Iowa State. That was a little better early, but there aren't many quality wins for UConn yet. Next Sunday, we'll see with the South Carolina game.
Doug, can they still get a 2? Is next Sunday the key game for them to get a 2, you feel like?
I think it's the last chance. I mean, after that, there aren't really many quality wins they can get. You have to beat South Carolina at South Carolina, which is not easy to maybe have that conversation of still being a 2 seed.
All right, Doug's going to hang with us for a little bit. Louisville in the black jerseys. Whites for Stanford. Louisville still in the race in the ACC. Going to need some help to catch Notre Dame, but they are still fighting for a bye in the ACC tournament, and they've got a really opportunistic schedule against ranked teams coming up. And for Stanford, they pretty much have to win out and have some good fortune in the ACC tournament to keep their hopes alive, trying to go to the NCAAs for the 37th year in a row under first-year head coach Kate Pay. ACC guys right now, looks like Notre Dame.
You know, when you look at it, Doug, though, we're talking about the hosting for the ACC. Do you feel like it's 4? Could it be 5?
I think it's 4 right now, definitely. If Louisville makes that run, you never know. But Florida State also, if they make a run to close out the season, the ACC, I think, is pretty good. There's Big Ten's really strong, SEC is really strong. ACC has some really good top teams, but other than that, we'll see.
Taj Roberts with the 3, and now Jalea Williams with the steal and score. And it's danger zone for Stanford here early in this third quarter. The turnovers, which have been an issue throughout this year, now starting to become a factor as Clardy drives and scores.
Yeah, Beth, you mentioned the turnovers, and Louisville been doing a good job. They've been turning teams over, forcing 15 a game since that game against NC State, and already here today, 11.
And now Stanford will get one and go with it. Bazgana from Ijiwoye.
It's a give and take, right, Beth? Give one away,
yep.
Take one back.
The touch for Cochran, defended by Stevenson. And there's Bazgana again with a takeaway. So Louisville getting sloppy with it, and Stanford taking advantage. Bazgana now joins Clardy in double figures. Stevenson defending out top on Cochran. Roberts will try for 3 and knock it down.
That's one way to end a little bit of a run right there, isn't it? Just to step back and shoot a 3.
Ijiwoye knocked loose, and here comes Roberts again. And a timeout called by Stanford.
It's tough to call a game must win in February, but for Texas to sort of make a point, they can beat South Carolina. You're at home, you lost by 17 on the road. You got to sort of show up today and win that game, I think, to put yourself as a chance of being #1 seed and be there for that when it counts.
And Jody, I think we're going to find out a little something about Tennessee, right? You come off the biggest win for the program in a long, long time, beating UConn. Now you got to come right back to LSU.
You've got to do it. It's got to be more than one day, right?
Yeah.
You got to back it up. But Doug, you mentioned it's Super Sunday, right?
Super game, Super Sunday. And
yes.
Jody, you're right. I mean, a huge win. Kim Caldwell's first big win for that program, and now you got to follow up. You play another really good team in LSU.
Who you got on Thursday night when UCLA and USC play the first of their 2 games? And good chance that the Bruins will still be undefeated.
Yeah, I like UCLA. They got everything. They got size and Lauren Betts. They got great guards, Kiki Rice. USC obviously has Juju Watkins, who's one of the best players in the country, but I think UCLA is a little bit more as a team and is a little more coherent to cause trouble. And Lauren Betts has been fantastic all season.
UCLA just so impressive early on when Louisville played them, and it just keeps getting better and better. But that kind of matchup, that rivalry, I mean, with Juju, I mean, you could see an upset at some point or another if they play twice, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, here's what is an upset anymore? I mean,
That's true.
2 really good teams. UCLA #1, USC fell to #7 this week after their loss. Those are 2 of the best teams in the country that, again, if either of them was in Tampa at the Final Four, you wouldn't go, wow, this is a real surprise.
I just think it's going to be great to have that kind of electricity in a major market again out in Los Angeles, carrying over from last season. Here in Louisville, Tajianna Roberts is taking over in this 3rd quarter.
12 of 14 points for Louisville here in this quarter. She's now 4 for 4 from the field. Hit those 2 threes, and the freshman has just kind of taken over this game.
You got Toby Fournier, the freshman at Duke, who is their leading scorer. Danny Carnegie at Georgia Tech. Those 3 probably the candidates for Rookie of the Year. Taj has won the Rookie of the Week 4 times.
Yeah, and when you look at her game, and Doug, you've seen her early, but her game has evolved to more. She was just a shooter kind of early in the year, and she's doing more like we saw on that last drive right there.
Yeah, more dynamic, can do more things on offense. And how exciting is this freshman class? I mean, the ones here.
There you go again.
Great and one quick situation there. But having those 3, you have Joyce Edwards at South Carolina, Sarah Strong at UConn, Michaela Blakes at Vanderbilt. I mean, there are a lot of really good freshmen all around the country.
We're going to take a break here. 45-29, Louisville.
From outside, it's been from inside. Another one from 3 here. She's 5 for 5 this quarter, 3 for 3 from 3-point range.
And she is at the free throw line, looking to complete that. Is this a 4-point play? Yes, it is. She was outside the line. She is 1 3-pointer away from a career high. She is 7 points away from her career high with the whole 4th quarter still to go. As they have dominated here in the 3rd, what was a close game at the half. Mary Ashley Stevenson has returned to the lineup for the Cardinal, number 22 in white. Here's Ogden, 5 on the shot clock, and she's tripped up. Mary Ashley is of some significance to our special guest courtside, Doug Feinberg, who is not only the AP National Women's Basketball writer, but is the head coach for the Dalton School Tigers, is that right?
It is the Dalton School Tigers, but I am an assistant head coach now.
Assistant,
Head coach
okay.
Sam Bergen, great job. I'm assistant for him and did coach Mary Ashley for a few years.
What's it like for you to be watching her out here for Stanford?
It's really special, Beth. I mean, we've never sent a kid Division I before in basketball, let alone a Power 5 back in the day when she was at Purdue last year. And to see her playing at this level and flourishing, it's just special. It's a great feeling, and she's such a great kid.
And another foul, I believe, on a 3-point shooter, Roberts. And that's the 3rd on Tess Heel. Well, a player like her, when you talk to Kate Pay, you know, you've got to have those glue guys. You've got to have that person that brings the energy and the spirit every day to practice, even when you're a 500 team. Still building towards not only the finish to this season, but moving forward with that great freshman class next year.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Mary Ashley, I've been coaching for 30 years. I've never seen a kid with that work ethic in the gym every day. You hear about kids like that, but to actually coach one, working on her game, working there in the summers and vacation days to get better, and always positive. I mean, I talked to Coach yesterday, and she's like, she's always positive. You walk in the gym, she'll be the one in there doing things to lift her teammates up no matter what's going on in the season, and that's the type of kid she is.
All right, so Taj gets one free throw, 17 points. Clardy on the drive and wipe it away. Offensive foul.
Roberts does a little on the defensive end, drawing the charge there, so she really is doing everything for Louisville this quarter.
Able to step over. Remember that restricted area line is just for men's hoops. That doesn't count anymore in the women's game. Barry's pass deflected. Taj will try and clean it up. And here comes Buzgana. 12 points and now 9 rebounds for Elena, the senior from Greece. Oh, Roberts almost got that one too.
They might have to bring back that line for the women down there because they're getting more athletic, stronger, faster, playing above the rim. I mean, there's a girl who's going to Mississippi State next year who dunked the other day. Like, you might need to bring that line back because they're just getting that much better.
And have you seen this too, Jody? Like, there are a lot of charges being called under the basket when the ball's already in the in the rim.
So to say, that's one thing where it's totally different in the men's game, obviously, because of that circle. And Doug, that is something you see a ton of those. Louisville's had a couple in the last couple of games where it's in that circle.
That's a bump and a foul on the drive. First on Barry.
And I think some is a safety thing. They don't want people stepping in that close to the basket and risking injuries when trying to take charges. But the game's getting better. We've all seen it. That you might have to bring it back.
Stevenson defended by Cochran. She gives her the baseline. And Mary Ashley draws the foul. As her free throw shooting coach, Doug Feinberg, looks on.
I mean, I know the announcer jinxed Beth. In her senior in high school, I think she hit 55 of her last 56 from the foul line. So she got better as the season went along.
Doug. You just jinxed it.
Is there, from the writer's jinx to the announcer's jinx? Let's find out.
Thank you, Doug.
Go on, get out.
It was nice having you, Doug.
70% on the season.
All right.
Into the game for the Cardinals, number 4, McKinley Randolph.
McKinley Randolph will come on, the freshman from Los Angeles. What have you liked about how Jeff has handled this rookie class, Jody? He put a lot on him right from day one.
He did, but as we've gotten along in the season, it's different people in different games. You know, Mari Berry the other night only played 11 minutes, but she had 14 points. Randolph played more. You see Berry hits a 3 right there on cue. He's managing their minutes to perfection, really. It's like whoever has got the good game, he sees it, and they're getting more minutes. Randolph had a great game the other night against Cal, and she's today has only played 3 minutes.
Randolph defending on Dimitri. Clardy. Rebound. Roberts out to Williams. 1v1. Takes it to the right side and finishes.
Beth, the thing I don't know about this freshman class, and Doug, your thoughts on this, I don't know in 2 years who the best one could be. And that's saying something because there's 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I mean, that is a class by definition as opposed to, you have one superstar, you know she's going to be the future. They're really good. I mean, listen, he challenged them early. They played UCLA in Paris. They gave UCLA the best game of the year so far.
Yeah.
So they showed early. He played UConn in the tournament up in Barclays that first year they had that, the inaugural one.
Yep.
He challenged them knowing he have a tough ACC schedule. They're going to be battle tested now down the stretch. If they mature a little bit, this team could be dangerous to win a couple games, I think, in March.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the third. Stanford needs to make a little bit of a move here just to get some momentum, finding themselves down 20. Dimitri sidesteps for the three. Bazgana now with a double-double today. And there's Randolph looking to run it. Williams had Barry in the trail and fumbled it. And an offensive foul called in the paint.
And I think you got to look at the lineup on the floor right now during this run. It's 3 of those freshmen without Harris or without Cochran. Yeah, you've got Williams out there who's kind of the leader on the floor, but it's 3 freshmen in Istanbululu out there right now without any of those veteran leaders. So he's given them more reign as they go along in the season.
Tough shot from Clardy. Offensive rebound, Ogden. Louisville just is not giving her any looks. She's only got 1 3-point attempt on the day. Ume turns, has to kick it out. Clardy to beat the buzzer. And the box out for Louisville. Final minute. That pass almost intercepted into the front row. Trying to get all the football references in here in this third quarter. Eagles or Chiefs, by the way? I'm going Eagles today.
Go ahead, Doug. I'm a New York guy, a Giants fan growing up.
Ouch.
I'm actually rooting for the Eagles to see Saquon get
There you go.
a Super Bowl victory.
All right.
I'd say Eagles. Low-scoring game.
All right. Heel spins in the lane, off glass. They can hold for close to 1 if they want. Coach Wells slams the brakes on him here, wants to run a set. Doug Feinberg, thank you so much for joining us here. A little perspective nationally in this third quarter. We appreciate it. Roberts draws defenders, finds a shooter. Offensive rebound and then taken away by Heel. Off the mark. Appreciate it, Doug. 52-34, Louisville in front. As we head to the fourth, Amari Barry buries it from deep.
Depth this year.
Yeah. Beth Moans alongside Jody Demling. And that big third quarter allowing Louisville to pull away. They scored twice as many points as Stanford did. And that was after holding the Cardinal to just 8 points in the second quarter. And they've opened up the big lead. Work to do for Stanford. Dimitri just 1 for 8 in the game today. They've been led by Clardy and Bazgana, both in double digits. Bazgana with a double-double. Offensive foul called on Louisville. Leading the charge for Louisville has been Jalea Williams and Taj Roberts. Roberts with 17. She got 4 3-pointers on the day. Ogden, there's Roberts defensively. She's been doing it on both ends of the floor today.
She really has. She drew a charge, got hands on a couple of balls, deflections. She's really been impressive on both ends.
Stevenson off glass. She got 5 points, 3 rebounds, 24 minutes. That's about double what she usually plays. She's in the lineup today replacing the injured Nunu Aguera. Off the takeaway. Clardy will get the land. And Stanford making a little noise here early in the fourth. Holding on to late leads, Jody, you know, has been an issue here.
It's been the hardest thing, even in games where they've closed out, like the other night against Cal. It was life or death in the end, and that's one part of this team where they still got a ton of growth.
Taking care of business in that clutch time. Final 5 minutes. Roberts, no. Weak side getting on the boards is Jalea Williams, and she landed awkwardly.
The foul is Stanford's number 40, Courtney Hawkins, for second.
Yeah, she did, boy.
First to the fourth quarter. In the game for Stanford, number 20, Elena Moscano. In for the Cardinals, number 0 is Zayla
That
Reyes.
leg got
Number
caught
32,
underneath her, and then the other one slid out.
She's going to come out and take a break. Looks like she's okay, though.
She's having a laugh now with her teammates. Yeah, she grabbed the thigh there initially and appears to be all right. Taj Roberts up to 19, now 4 shy of her career high.
Just so smooth, and on that inbounds pass, there she goes. She does a nice job on the switch on the defensive end, but her jumper is just so smooth, and she's going to get better next year when she's stronger. She's had a whole year under her belt. She's going to be even better than she is right now.
Heel is fouled by Curry underneath. We mentioned Nunu Aguera out after she fell awkwardly the other night in South Bend. They do hope to have her back. They're going to get her checked out when they get back home. Could return next week, along with Janiyah Harriel. They hope to have those two back and get some more depth. We talked about their finish, and you got to consider their remaining 6 games as winnable. They only have one ranked team left, and that's Georgia Tech in the season finale. And they are back home for 4 of their last 6 games.
I was going to say, that's the biggest thing right there. When you look at the last 6 games and 4 of them without that travel, it's got to be the toughest thing for both Stanford and for Cal as well.
Ghana on the run. Yeah, this has been a different team back home on the farm than they are on the road. I think it's 5 road trips they've had to take back east.
Isla Jufferman doesn't get a ton of minutes, but she's played a little bit here today in the into the third quarter, here in the fourth quarter, and she draws a foul there. She is a big body player that Coach Walls is hoping takes that next step, trying to get her a few minutes here in a game where they've got a lead.
And there you see what we were talking about, just 1-8. The only road win is at Wake Forest.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when you have a team when you would be favored in games, but when you have a team when you've been losing some of that, it makes it even tougher. The travel, just a really, really big issue. And I think we're going to see moving forward, teams going out west as well. It's an issue.
Yeah, I think only one team, North Carolina, whether you're going west or east, has been able to win and sweep both games. Look at the games by time zone. They didn't play in the Eastern time zone last year. 8 times this year joining the ACC. The ACC-SEC Challenge, they also had to play at LSU, so that's almost into the Eastern time zone. Louisville taking care of business so far. Roberts, no. Cochran trying to grab the rebound. And she reaches for her calf. Looks to be all right.
Yeah, the fourth quarter woes of this team. Coach Walls is going to get some gray hair out of this team in the fourth quarter because they it's little things, and it's so hard to close out any game. And then when you're leading and you've got a bunch of young kids out there, it makes it even more difficult.
Last touch by Stanford.
Possession Stanford.
So he went from 4 freshmen to putting his veterans back in there,
Yeah.
not to take any chances on this game.
Yeah, they need to take care of business here at home because their next 2 are on the road against ranked Florida State and then ranked Duke. But they still have North Carolina and Notre Dame after that. Curry using the Cochran screen well.
Just the 6th point of the day for Curry. She hasn't shot it well today, doing a good job of distributing.
Cochran with a rebound. That's her 5th. Off the bounce into the lane. The body control for Williams. Everything but the finish. Under 6 to play. Stanford looking to make a move. Stevenson, nice slip of the screen for the lay-in.
Really good job there, Stanford and Stevenson slipping the screen, getting the ball. She's playing a lot of minutes, and you know, Doug's in the house, so she's got to play well for him, right?
Showing off her old coach. Shot selection going to be big here for Louisville. Getting good looks down the stretch, up and over the front of the rim, and Roberts now with 21. A bucket away from tying her career high.
Good vision from Curry, seeing the cut and getting it to Roberts.
Ogden, Harmon the hoop.
See Ogden here, and Coach Ball's telling Olivia Cochran take the charge, and instead of taking the charge, she just kind of bumps her.
So Ogden with a free throw. 75% on the season. Stanford 6 of 8 this afternoon.
Returning to the lineup for Stanford is number 20, Elena Blascana, replacing number 40, Courtney Ogden.
Curry's got it, under 5 to go. Cochran spins to her right, offensive foul.
The offensive foul on the Cardinals, number 44, Olivia Cochran.
Louisville, so they will be seeking amends to that offensively. That's South Carolina. Dawn Staley, another fabulous job. They may not have a player of the year or rookie of the year, and it won't matter because they just keep on winning. And they keep pummeling opponents. Stevenson with the bucket. And Stanford trying to put a little game pressure now on Louisville.
The Cardinal outscoring the Cardinals 15-8 in this quarter, and they are. Coach Ball's having to keep his starters in there. It looked like they might get some bench players more time, but not today.
Travel. And after trailing by 20, Stanford can get this down into single digits. And Jeff Wall saying, hey, how about a little defense here and don't give him a layup? Let's see if his team can handle that. Bosgana working that Stevenson screen, looking for a backdoor cut. Stevenson corrals it, spins, left-handed, and one!
Checking in for the Cardinals, number 44, Olivia Cochran, replacing number 11.
And all of a sudden, you're looking at a 3-possession game.
Number 22, Mary Ashley Stevenson, will shoot one.
Terrific payoff to her first start of the season for the injured Nunu Aguera. Into the lane, but no finish. Here comes Heel and Bazgana. Tess will take it right into Cochran and draw the foul.
It's 4 on Cochran. And all of a sudden, this is a game, and this happens, and you know it can happen for a number of different reasons. Today, a couple of quick shots for Louisville. They weren't bad shots, but they're quick shots and a couple of turnovers. And here comes Stanford in the fourth quarter.
They have had their share of nail biters, has Louisville.
Had a lead against Oklahoma, lost it.
All right, 7-point game, 3:42 to go. Williams goes to the left, blocked by Dimitri.
Looked like on that they ran Roberts to the other side to try to open it up. It did open the lane up there, but Dimitri with a nice recovery for the block.
Now, Jeff Wells knows how big this possession is. He'll draw one up during the timeout. Back in a moment. .14 seconds here on the shot clock to inbound it for Louisville. And right out of the timeout, Jeff Walls draws it up and Louisville executes it.
Yeah, Curry had not a great shooting day, but he went to her, confidence, and she knocked it down.
That gets it back up to a 10-point game with the 3. Ten on the shot clock, 3 minutes to go in the game. Bazgana gets an open look. And then a foul going to be called on Louisville, fighting for the loose ball.
See the replay here.
Looked like a loose
collision.
ball
Yeah.
situation.
Yep.
50-50 ball. It's Stevenson at the line. She's got 11. Gets a pair there. Back to an 8-point game. Roberts got the switch. Dimitri on her now. Cochran with the face up. Double team comes and it's knocked loose, and Olivia Cochran is just fouled out. The reach in for her 5th foul.
She compounded the turnover by the reach in.
That is her 6th DQ of the season.
Louisville going to have to hang on here late without their leader. Cochran leaves just 2 points, but 6 rebounds today. She only took 2 shots.
Yeah. So Jay Curry will be a big decision maker now here to try and close it out. As Heel stays perfect on the day. Now 5 for 5. You make this one, you're within a couple of three-pointers. From down 20 to down 2 possessions. 2.5 to go for Stanford. Here's Curry. Marissa Russell out there in the ballgame, and it's another takeaway. Back-to-back turnovers for Louisville. Heel spins, goes to the left hand for the lay-in. 4-point game, under 2 to go.
Somebody needs to take over and step up and hit a big shot here for Louisville. And Curry does that. She does that. The veteran guard says, you know what? I need to do this. The other night, Louisville, Cal cut it to 8, and she hit a big shot. Here, they cut it to 4. Stanford does, and Jada Curry on the drive, and she takes it on her own.
Boy, did they need that. And she'll head to the free throw line.
Cardinals number 30, Jada Curry will shoot one.
2 for 2 today. She now has 12 points. They'll apply a little bit of pressure, try and use some more time off that clock. Heel. Boy, she's been terrific for them in the second half. A lot of quality minutes. Clardy, pass picked off. She steals it back, and a held ball, and it goes to Louisville.
The initial play by Williams there to get kind of the loose ball, and then Roberts tying it up for the jump ball. So those two combining for a big play. And I thought there in that one, Stanford missed heel. She was open in the corner for a split second there. Had they seen her, she's only gotten 1-3 off today, but I think she was open for a second there and just couldn't find her.
There's a collision, and that is going to be the 5th team foul. So into the bonus for Louisville.
So they're going to be Curry.
At the line for the Cardinals, number 30, Jada Curry. Curry will shoot 2.
All right, so Curry. Her first miss. Able to connect on the second. 8-point game. Heel the skip. Bazgana 3. And another held ball, and this one will stay with Stanford.
Good job on the boards there from Heel. Stanford still battling for it. She does a nice job of just getting the ball. They have possession.
Got a cut on her arm. They have to tape up. Out of Melbourne, Australia. Started out at Santa Clara, 2 years there. Biggest deficit, 20. They were down almost that at halftime. Their lead was early in the game.
1 minute remaining.
Trying to tighten it up again. Stevenson layup, under a minute to go. And a quick foul will get Curry back to the line.
The foul on Stanford's number 21, Brooke Dimitri. Her third.
That's the third on Dimitri.
Curry has 13, her 15th time in double figures this year, and she's the point guard, and at the end of the game, she's got the ball in her hands a lot, and it's a good thing because she can hit free throws.
She's number 1 in the ACC, as a matter of fact.
Another made free throw and another donation by our Cardinal charity stripe partners.
Heel is already looking for a three-pointer from the corner at the other end of the floor as Curry knocks them both down. She's only missed 5 times all season. And Louisville knows that she wants to shoot that three. They're way out on her. They force the drive for 2 from Clardy. And again, Curry. Louisville makes sure she has it.
They know exactly who to get it to.
Stanford's number 20, her fourth.
Yep, they get right out on that line on the closeout to make sure they're going for 2s instead of 3s.
30, Jada Curry will shoot 2.
So same thing for Tess Hill. She'll already line up down the other end. And Curry, a chuckle, got the roll.
A little dance to get it to go.
That one's cleaner. Back up to 8. Dimitri, short. And it's back in the hands of Curry. And she'll play keep away. And there is the foul with 24 seconds to go. And that is the 5th foul on Bozgana, so she will depart. 14 points, 10 rebounds.
Into the game for Stanford, number 40, Courtney Ogden replaces Bozgana. At the line for the Cardinals, number 12, Jalea Williams will shoot 2.
This time it's Jalea Williams. Gets 1 of 2. And a timeout here by Stanford to advance. Now you gotta be looking for 3s.
You know, this is a game early in the year Louisville probably would have lost. They saw a team come back, they cut it to 4, and they made a play. And the senior, the veteran, Jada Curry made a big play, the three-point, and converted the three-point play. I just don't think early in the year they probably would have converted this game. That probably would have been in the L column. But a big win, a big 1-2 closeout for Louisville.
Yeah, she's got 17, 8 of 9 at the free throw line, and that clutch bucket with what, about 2.5, 3 minutes to go.
Just under 3 minutes, I believe it was, and they cut it to 4, and everything was going Stanford's way, and Jada Curry said, I'm going to make a play for my team, and that's what she did. The schedule gets tougher here for Louisville. You mentioned Stanford. They don't play, I think, but 1 ranked team to close out the season. For Louisville, it's littered with ranked teams for the last few games of the year.
4 of the last 5, in fact. All right, so the three-point shooters here for Stanford, certainly 34, Tess Hill. They lost Bozgana. She has fouled out. 21, Brooke Dimitri would be another option, and we've also seen Clardy, number 13, shoot it. They are looking for Clardy. They can't get her the ball. Denied. Now she's got it and forced to drive, and she'll have to take the 2. And do they just go for the steal, or will they try and foul again?
Clock issues, maybe. Let's see what happened there. 16.8.
Game clock is under review.
Oh yeah, it started a little too soon.
Yep. So they'll put some time. They'll put some time back on it here.
Taking a long look at it here.
Seven-point game, so 3 possessions still.
Seen crazier things happen.
Yes, we have. Jeff Walsh.
Unfortunately for Louisville, it was a nice inbounds to where they had the ball in front court already and only one Stanford defender.
It was going to be tough to catch.
Yes.
Yeah. As it stands right now, so Stanford at 11-11. If they were to suffer this loss, it would be the first time they were under 500 20 games into a season since 1987.
It's a long
It's
time
been a
ago.
minute.
It's been a long time.
And this proud program struggling through a tough season, but still competing to the final whistle,
Game
night in
clock
and
will
night
be
out.
set to 16.3. Louisville ball on the sideline.
So 16.3, and they will inbound on the side. Now you also have to watch out for the long pass towards the Stanford bucket.
Marissa Russell will inbound it.
And they're looking for Curry, and they find Curry. And then Heel with the foul with 13 seconds to go.
Foul on Stanford's number 34, Tess Heel.
And so Curry, who is 8 for 9, which means on the season she is 60 for 65. Best in the ACC.
No jinx there.
Nope.
Looks-
Doug was new to the
He
game when he
was.
jinxed it a little earlier.
It just looks so comfortable, even gets a little rim there. It just looks so comfortable at the line.
Timeout Stanford.
And they will call the timeout and advance to mid-court. Don't forget, still to come on ESPN. The triple header continues with Texas and South Carolina, and then after that, Tennessee and LSU. Jody, it's been a pleasure, my
It's been
friend.
fun.
Thanks so much for joining us and helping out. Our best wishes to our friend and TV mate, Stephanie White, a little under the weather today. And hopefully she's feeling a lot better now. And Jody, fine enough to join us right out of church, right?
That's right.
Came right over from Mass this morning on Super Bowl Sunday.
It's been a pleasure. It's been fun.
Check from Disney is on the way. Heel trying to get up a 3. Defenders everywhere. Russell with a steal, and that'll do it. Louisville hangs on. They get the win. 74-65 is your final. Robert